Welcome to the Robot House. Like an anime fan on prom night, we have your back.
What?
You didn't well, that segues into our first discussion topic, Pat. So you'll find out soon enough.
So you're confusing the heck out of everybody already.
Not necessarily. People
It
who
didn't make
don't-
sense in the trailer either, so don't worry.
This sounds like an esoteric topic. But
so,
okay.
This is not about a food.
Yes. Well, sort of. If you saw the Sonic Twitter. Okay, so if you're confused like Patrick, our first subject today is the horrible trailer released by Deep Silver, who is supposedly a game publisher in this modern era of 2016, for Mighty Number 9. And it was just bad. Felt so sorry for Mark, who's given so much money to that campaign.
Look at that $4 million splashed across the screen.
The trailer just showed off how ugly the game is, emphasized that there are 8 different kinds of dashing.
What?
Yo, dog. I hear you like dashing, so I got dashing and you dashing, so I got dashing and you dashing and you dashing.
I'm surprised they didn't use that. Okay, so you can air dash, which has been in every trailer since the game came out. The game was announced.
Yes.
And you can dash on the ground.
Uh-huh.
And one of the main mechanics of the game is you can dash through enemies.
Which
Yes, I saw that.
You weren't originally supposed to be doing that.
Instead of just explaining that by saying he has a dash attack and moving on, they spent like 5 minutes showing the different kinds of dashes he could do and using this horrible like 90s trailer announcer voice.
Yeah.
And then they said, then they insulted anime fans with the aforementioned anime fans on prom night thing. Which,
You'll be busting your enemies so hard they'll be crying like anime fans on
yeah, that was it. And I'm like,
Wow.
That's really going to help your anime that you announced for this property.
It's a Freudian slip, but it still counts.
I know.
Yeah, that's not really a helpful thing to say about that, because
No,
that's
it
the
isn't.
majority of the people who are going to buy that game.
Oh,
Do they not know this?
You would think. But no, apparently not. But it gets worse. They decided to show close up the character models for this game. Now,
$4 million.
yes. Now, people might not be familiar with Unreal Engine.
I think a lot of people are, though.
If you've ever played any game on an Xbox, it's used Unreal Engine. This engine isn't exactly... It's Zack Snyder. It's the Zack Snyder of video game engines.
Tell me about it.
It does not lend itself to the style of Mega Man type games. So you get close-ups on these models, and they look all grimy and filthy, which clearly not the intention, and definitely not anything like the preview art they showed way back when.
Oh yeah, it looks considerably uglier now than it did like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, what you're essentially saying is that they delayed this game to make it look worse.
We're going to get to that. No, we're going to get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But I want to finish because they ended this trailer with an explosion. If you're familiar with the 1990 show Beast Wars,
Yes.
it looked like that.
Pizza!
Yeah, it basically looked like pizza. It looked like 1990 CGI. It looked terrible.
Oh, Lord.
And this is apparently they were using the PC version for the trailer, but ugh.
PC
That
right.
sounds even worse, because usually that's the one that has the best graphics. So,
I know.
what are the other ones going to look like?
I don't know. Our only solace is the Wii U version can't. Wii U doesn't support Unreal Engine.
Yes, no.
So it can't look any worse
Yeah.
on Wii U.
Don't worry, Jason. It'll look even worse on the 3DS version.
I'm sure.
Well, yeah.
Oh my
It's coming
goodness.
in June. They mean it this time.
Well, it is actually coming out because they got the worthless online mode nobody cares about.
Which is the reason.
Yes. So the reason this game was delayed so many times is because Deep Silver's contract specified it had to launch with an online mode. The game has been done for 6 months, and every delay is because they couldn't get the online mode working. The online mode, nobody fucking cared about.
What exactly would you be doing in this said online mode?
Score rankings. Yeah, it's basically, you know, from Mega Man 9 and 10, how fast you can complete a level, crap like that.
So nothing important
No,
at all.
no, not at all. I think maybe there was co-op, but even that, no one gives a shit about.
Nobody cares about any of that stuff. Who's okay?
It was a backwards year.
Well, see, yeah, but I think backers would be like, I'd rather play the game and just wait a couple months for them to update it.
Right. That's what everybody was.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So what you're saying is that they probably should have released this in February like they started to.
Yeah.
You mean last September?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the second thing that they were doing.
I
Yeah.
imagine the first delay was actually...
I'm probably talking about the third delay. I would just remember because for a while the PlayStation 4 display you have in our store was like playing a preview video of it, you know, showing all the Dash stuff and everything, and then said release date this day on here. It was sometime in February, but yeah. All right then.
$4 million.
So
I can't find it on online, but I did see it. A friend of mine sent me it, but I didn't keep the link. Like of how games with different budgets like drastically look so much better than Mighty Number 9 with considerably less budget. Like Shantae barely got $1 million, but it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Free to play.
Well, that's why no one uses Unreal Engine for a fucking 2D platformer.
So yeah, why would you do that?
Now they're using Unreal 4 for that Castlevania game. What's it called? Bloodstained, yeah.
The trick is Iga knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's done 2.5D games before. It looks like the character is actually cel-shaded. So even if the backgrounds look... He's actually... the art palette of Unreal Engine actually supports that kind of game much better than it does something like Mighty Number 9.
So basically, at this point, I think almost all the backers are like they're just like, give us the game and let's put this behind us.
I mean, I feel bad for NT Create. I feel bad for Concept. Well, I feel less bad for Concept because they're the ones who started this mess, but
Yeah, I mean,
So
NT
they're
Create I
like,
feel bad for.
Basically, who's responsible for this?
The developer NT Create is ex-Capcom employees.
Yeah, I
And
know.
they all worked on stuff like Mega Man and Mega Man Zero, and I feel bad for them because this has hurt their reputation.
Of course it has.
But the publisher or the owner of Inti Creates is Concept, and that's run by Inafune, and it's pretty clear at this point he doesn't know how to run a company.
Well, he wouldn't be the only one, but
well, another thing that's chapped a lot of people's hides is all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes, like the community relations person they had for a while.
Yeah, who'd
And
never
the
played a
fact-
Mega Man game.
The biggest thing too was the gameplay change, where you were supposed to absorb those cells from your enemies, and actually Beck would transform.
Yeah.
He would actually have active transformations during the stage, but they said they had to cut it due to the budget. $4 million.
So instead of using the online play, why don't we just put that transformation thing
That's
back
the
in?
entire reason, because of their stupid contract with Deep Silver. That's what put them over budget.
And even I think somebody from NT Creates Online was like, as a result of the trailer, said, what the shit was that?
Oh yeah, it was the president of Inti Create. He's like, what is this bullshit? He was not happy. And I don't blame him.
Mm-hmm.
all the crap that Deep Silver put them through, and they released that trailer. That's it's sad seeing what's happened to this game.
Yeah. I mean, I will review the game for this channel, so I will try not to be biased, because even though I backed it, but I'm just as annoyed as everybody else with all the stuff that's happened. So I'd like to think that's kind of put me right in the neutral path.
For our listeners, as you know, I do a very, I think, thorough job of removing coughs and stuff, but I don't have the time to remove all the vomiting that's going to happen in that review. So I will put a warning.
Maybe you can get some sort of filter, Jason. I don't know. Do they make vomit filters?
Yeah, let me check Amazon. Oh, hey. Vomit filter.
Turns out every time you vomit, it makes the sound of "everyone should watch The Wire."
No, mine just has to puke for 5 seconds, and then that's the background noise that I'll cut.
Now back to reading the tale of Scroty McBoogerball. Boulangong Cheng Du, Sarah Jessica Parker.
So, yeah, we're a little down at the start of the show, but we're going to twist it right around, because we got some good news today, as of this recording.
I had Ecto-Cooler.
Yes. And he paid way too much for it, because the cans are 66 cents per can, according to Amazon.
You know, it was good enough to tide me over.
Yes.
It was so nice and cold, it was like being kissed by a frigid ghost.
Yeah, that's the only problem with mine. I have to, put them in the fridge slowly and watch them to make sure no one takes my can of Ecto-Cooler.
You'll just be like Bogart in Treasure's Sierra Madre. Nobody's gonna touch my cans. Nobody knows.
I went to Rocket Fizz today, and I got a bunch of Mexican Coke. That sounds silly.
You mean the drink? Or?
Yes. The Coke made with cane sugar, because it actually tastes good. And I go to get one, and my brother is taking one. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm having a Coke. I'm like, no, you're not having one of my freaking $1.70 Cokes.
Would you like to... How's that song go? Have a Coke with me?
No. I would like to have the Cokes that I paid for that are very annoying to find. So, yes, that is the trials I'll have with the Ecto-Cooler. But I still haven't found any of the juice boxes. But
They're, I hear they're showing up in dollar stores and stuff too.
it's supposed to be in Shop and Save, but none
Where's
around
one
here.
of those?
Unfortunately, right up the street from me.
Yeah.
And they don't have a shelf tag for it.
Yep.
But let's move on.
Yeah, I don't think you guys were originally going to talk about Ecto-Cooler.
No, but I think it warranted a couple seconds.
Sure.
We're going to do a video on Ecto-Cooler at some point. Mine comes on Monday, so we'll have to figure that out. But at any rate, we got some Pokemon news today. We learned the types of the 2 cover legendaries.
Everybody was wrong.
Oh, yes.
Well, yeah, of course we were. There's no way
I think the Sun legendary would be Fire? Nope. Steel Psychic. Think the Moon legendary would be a Fairy? Nope. Ghost Psychic.
And that's only the second one of those, actually.
Yeah. I mean, those aren't bad typings. You're right, Pat.
It isn't.
Just going back to the old way of having all the legendary psychic types.
Honestly, there's only, yeah, you're right. There's Mew and Mewtwo, and I think that's it for Psychic legendaries. Maybe Victini.
That's it for Kanto one, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Victini is a psychic fire, yes.
And then Celebi, but there's not a lot of heavy hitter psychics in
There's also
legendary tier.
there's also Jirachi and
Latios and Latios.
yes,
Oh yeah,
What's
there's
Arceus?
more than I thought.
Cresselia. Arceus is normal no matter what until you put a thing on it.
Cresselia isn't in Uber tier though.
All the emotion spirits?
Oh yes, Azelf, Uxie, and
Well, I'm not counting those guys because you can use them in standard tournaments.
Are you talking about just like the tournament style legendaries, or are you talking about one Pokemon period legendary? Because that's what I'm considering.
Tournament style legendaries. But
Okay,
you're right. I was completely wrong.
Yeah.
There's a lot of psychics.
That's what I was talking about, just any legendary.
Yeah.
What's interesting about these two is this is the first time since Gold and Silver that they haven't been diametrically opposed. Ghost and Steel have no relation to each other.
Not anymore.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And Psychic is a neutral type against itself, obviously. So people are assuming that the third legendary is actually the bad guy legendary. Not that there's, evil Pokemon.
No, only evil humans who bend the Pokemon to their will.
Yes, Dracula, Patrick.
I was trying to do Doofenshmirtz, but I didn't do it. Parry the platypus.
No. So Marshadow is the third name that people have found on trademarks. And his name would imply Mars being fiery affiliated and
Yes.
Shadow obviously being dark affiliated. It's Ray Hino from Sailor Moon. I don't think Ray's last name is Hino. Steve?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yay! I learned something.
You know what?
If you know me at all, you know I can't retain anime character names past.
Steve earned his paycheck right there with that fact check.
Yes. Pat will come up to me like, "Hey, did you see that new Dragon Ball Z? Goku and Vegeta did this." I'm like, "Who?"
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you get like main characters, but
Yeah,
those
usually.
secondary characters, you guys would forget it.
There's shows I absolutely love, and I couldn't tell you the main characters' names.
You pretty much like I could probably name like 3 that you would know the main characters' names in there besides Dragon Ball.
Anyway, for the record, I can name pretty much any Pokemon if you show me its picture.
Jigglypuff seen from above.
That's still my favorite one there.
Well,
They
no, because you'd still see part of its hair.
No, but if you look from above, you can't see it that way. It does look round.
Oh,
That's
yeah, I
what
guess.
the picture. That was great. I'm like, that's the worst freaking question you can give anybody taking a test.
Oh my.
So right now, Game Explain is just probably working on a half-hour video of just the island footage.
Derek
alone.
actually tweeted that he's done with the map analysis. It took him 8 hours. So, yeah, if you want that level of quality from us folks, I'm sorry to tell you. We're going to talk about how I can't remember anime names.
But as far as the map goes, that clearly is Hawaii. It's pretty dang close to exactly the same thing. The big island with the volcano, and then smaller islands and all that. So.
Well,
Yes.
there's 4 islands. There's always the always mysterious clouds around those islands that I'm sure are hiding 2 or 3 areas. I honestly think they took out a chunk of the map. Only because there's a big empty space there.
Right in the center.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a sunken city.
No, that would be a dark patch, and you'd see it.
Mm-hmm.
They would show that. No, I think there may be, if not an island, I think there's going to be like a cruise ship or something. It's like just permanently parked there, and that'll be the battle zone or whatever. But we'll see.
3 big islands, I guess, then, at least that we know of.
Oh, 4. Though one doesn't look to have a city on it, so. Oh yeah, it looks like there's little boats jetting around everywhere, so you get from island to island by boat. So that pretty much confirms you'll be able to soar again at some point, but you probably won't be able to fly between islands.
I want a helicopter tour.
Wouldn't that be fun? If it was a helicopter tour.
You'll see a guy named what's that guy from Magnum PI who had the helicopter?
I was gonna say Brucey from GTA, but
Yeah.
It's Higgins.
No, it's not Higgins. It's the other guy. But yeah, TC. That's his name.
so they clearly hinted we'll be getting ice types fairly early, because they're on the first island.
That's interesting too.
Yeah.
Is there some sort of refrigeration thing there?
No, the island's just so big, or the mountain's so big that it has.
Oh yeah,
ice
there
on
is a
top.
mountain. You're right. Yeah, Hawaii is one of those weird places where you could get 4 seasons on one island,
Yeah.
and that would be the Big Island. So they're right.
So now early game is when a lot of new Pokemon tend to show up.
Hmm.
So you guys thinking we're gonna get a lot of ice types here?
At least 2, I would say.
Mm.
Hopefully more like 6, but probably not that many.
You know what I really love? Seasonal deerling to appear in
Yeah.
every area.
Which is definitely possible because
It was supposed to be an XY. You know for
Right.
a fact. You're supposed to be able to take your deerling there, use it for like 2 battles. Because there's an autumn, there's a winter, there's a summer, and there's a fall.
Yes.
Or a spring.
Hmm.
And it drives me crazy. You have to play black and white to get 4 deerling and transfer them through all that crap.
Yep. Because if you just get the one in there, it's always going to be a spring one.
I mean, it seemed like there was just way too many unfinished things in X and Y, and
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
they
know.
definitely.
I just don't think they even cared. It was just kind of meant to calm everybody until they finished something else that was better.
Yeah, there's only 40 Pokemon. They're like, oh, well, these Megas are ready. Let's just say they count as separate Pokemon.
Yeah.
They don't.
I'm telling you guys, Mega Mewtwo is a new Pokemon.
It's something, all right.
The bottle opener.
So they showed some more trainer customization. You basically just pick your hair color and your skin color.
Yeah.
I hate the girl's hat. I hate it so much.
Oh my god, it's a rubber glove!
It actually is supposed to look like some sort of flower or a coral or something.
It looks like
But
it's supposed to
when
look
you
like a
look at-
sea anemone, but
Right,
it
yeah, but
doesn't.
when you look straight at it, it does look like she's wearing one of those.
It's a
disguises.
fucking Daffy Duck cartoon.
Yeah, it looks like
The,
chicken. So
the one where he dressed up as a chicken to win that contest.
yeah,
If there's a chicken hawk Pokemon, it's going to come after her and try to take it home.
I saw a whole bunch of those comparisons to that SpongeBob glove
Yeah.
hat.
I was going to say Howie Mandel, but that might date me a bit.
It's 6 of 1 right now. There's just so many references to it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how they made that and thought it was a good idea. And she's the one who's going to be in the anime.
well, maybe she won't wear that hat all the time. I mean, that's probably going to be
You
her
know
hat.
full well she will.
That's going to be.
But oh my
Tiffany's
gosh,
hat.
you guys, you don't mean that Serena's not going to stay with Ash forever and ever?
No, I'm sorry, anime person. But that's just not how Ash rolls.
That is just not quite as you.
You see, he's just so dumb that he can't maintain any kind of relationship for longer than 27 to 52 episodes.
Ash is not very smart. No.
Remember his rival Richie?
Yeah,
Nope.
no.
Neither do we.
I wouldn't be surprised if she confesses to him at the end and he just completely misses the fact, and then she just kind of gives up.
Sorry, I already destroyed this girl's bike, and we're kind of a thing.
You just cut away all the way back to Kanto and like Misty's there with like her couple kids and her husband. Huh. What the hell was that just now?
I feel a great disturbance, as if somebody... No, oh my god, if that hat makes it to the anime, I'm sorry.
It's obviously going to be in there. I mean,
I know it is, but...
I'd love it if they have fashion contests and the first person that sees her rip that hat off her and put something else on her.
But, you know, they did, it was Jasmine, right? With her crazy hair? They did make fun of that a lot. Yeah, the Dragon Gym leader from Black and White.
Jasmine wasn't a Dragon Gym leader. Wait a minute.
The girl Dragon Gym leader from Black and White. I don't remember
You
her
mean
name.
Iris?
Yeah, Iris. What do you get?
Okay.
Jasmine's the freaking gym leader from
Steel.
or not from like the Hoenn region?
No,
I don't
she's
know.
Jasmine's from 2. She was the Steel
Oh
type.
yeah, Steel type.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, at any rate, they did make fun of Iris's hair quite a bit.
Well,
In
yeah.
fact, one of her Pokemon lived in it.
Her
So
accent.
maybe they'll make fun of the hat.
Well, Iris
Maybe some clownfish will live in it. Who knows?
Iris just stinks anyway.
So, we gotta move on. They showed the professor your rival and the professor's quote-unquote assistant, who is clearly from Kalos.
Yes, she clearly is, though.
They aren't even trying to hide anything. Her hat, by the way, way better.
Well, it's just a sun hat, so she's trying to keep out
It's
of
so
the
French, it's ridiculous.
I am
There's obviously
American
no
as
sun there.
I am American as apple pie. I'm digging the hat though.
I like her hat. I wish you could play as her instead of the Howie Mandel girl trainer, but yeah. I usually pick the girl trainer because she's usually better designed. The only times I haven't are obviously Gen 1 and Black and White, where the male trainer was actually kind of cool looking for once.
I'm actually going to be pretty annoyed if they do what they did with X and Y, how there was just there was so much for the clothes and everything for the female trainer, and then the male trainer had just like a few selections of things.
Here are your rags, young man. Thanks. The male trainer's got the better outfit in the end game. You got the Pancham outfit.
That'd be cool if you could, if the World Tournament came back, if you beat a certain person, you'd be able to take their clothes.
I don't think there's going to be clothes shops in this game. They're really stupid about this sort of thing.
Well, yeah, it would more likely be whatever the region is, and this one's not really more for fashion, not like the Kalos region is, so.
See, that I understand that for a remake of a game. Because what are they going to do? Make like 45 new outfits? They were too busy ruining the look of that game to make it look like the Game Boy Advance ones. I don't think... It doesn't have to be boutiques, but it would be nice if you could buy like different shirts and stuff.
Could we at least buy sunglasses and stuff too? Freaking
But
Hawaii.
you gotta beat the game. Get all 220 shines.
No.
God,
You
no.
get sunglasses and a Hawaiian shirt. No, I'm
Let's not mix games here, Jason, please.
You're right.
So one of the bigger drops is Rotom's in our Pokedex, yo.
Which means you probably get a Rotom early. Which means you probably get access to his special room early. Which means right off the bat you have an ice, flying, grass, and fire type to play with.
Forget water.
Is there a Rotom water?
Yeah, the washing machine.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's a washing machine, microwave.
This is a way better option than that stupid monkey from Black and White. Because now,
you mean
whatever starter you pick, you have the complementary.
Pancham family.
Oh yeah, the Pansage, Panpour, and Panseer.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only issue I had with them was their movesets were not very good. So.
And if you evolve, they're stone evolution, so if you evolve them, they don't learn anything.
Yep. That's
Brilliant.
Really bad situation there.
Also, if you want to use them past mid-game, you can't, because you won't find any evolution stones.
You're definitely right about that.
So having a Rotom who has a powerful typed move in all of his forms means you're covered. So no matter what starter you pick, you're good.
Just fucking
Nice.
Unless
You
it's not
think you
your
can-
Rotom and he just lives in the Pokedex.
That would be such a jip.
That's probably exactly what it is, though. It's just a Rotom that lives in the Pokedex. You probably
I
never
hope
lose it.
not.
It's
I
the
hope not.
love-matic grandpa.
Because they wouldn't tease you with a Pokemon like that. That would be
Really,
cool.
Jason? Really?
Really?
No, because look at Oris, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. They gave you the Latios so you could fly around, and even if you put them in bank, the flute still calls it.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying that clearly there just could just be a Rotom that lives in the Pokedex.
I guess. I just don't think...
This is just a research Pokemon. He is unable to battle.
Oh, I would be so
Could be
pissed.
because Professor Oak has a freaking Rotom, so it could belong to this professor too. Who knows?
Maybe. They do say it's a rare Pokedex, though, so maybe it doesn't... We'll see. I really hope that's not the case. A lot of people believe it is. But I would be so mad if they just wasted that opportunity.
They just probably one of the cute-looking freaking Pokedex instead of the regular. I'm just going to read this instead of
Well,
it talking.
they deleted the tweet, but a YouTuber I follow said it looked like a Yokai Watch ripoff.
Yeah.
So
I don't know anything about the property though, so I don't know how accurate that is.
That's very accurate, actually.
Yeah, so basically, Pokemon is trying to rip off the show that's ripping them off.
No, I think they just doesn't really matter. It's not doing well in America or Europe, so.
Yeah. It's huge in Japan, though.
Not actually. Apparently, it's falling out of favor with younger kids. So we'll see.
I know I saw that the anime was doing, I think, even better than the Pokemon anime until recently. At least I haven't seen the latest information on that.
Yeah, I know it's on Disney XD.
It's time for a crossover.
Okay, hey guys, I'll be right back. If you want to keep talking, that's fine. About the trailer, obviously. I'll be right back.
Everybody picnic. So, what's the start? Come on.
What's the question?
Anything. Well,
That's a long
says,
time.
He says we can talk about the trailer, but like hell we should do that.
I think I'm going to enjoy their specific moves for these Pokemon, though.
The special abilities of Full Metal Alchemist body.
Yes. I'm pretty sure the Alchemist is not in it, but yes.
It looks like it's just Clear Body, with just a different name.
Yeah. And it just says that its stats can't be lowered, so I guess it just works the same way. Does that mean that you can use moves that would normally lower the stats, but it won't work?
I'll assume.
Yeah, that's a great thing then. So it means you can use Overheat. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll learn Overheat, even though it's not a fire type.
Just make it learn Curse.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that though.
That'd actually be so ridiculous.
Using the stat reducing moves, that would definitely be useful if that doesn't affect it.
You can teach it superpower and all sorts of things.
You think Belly Drum would work?
No.
HP? That'd be ridiculous.
It would cut his HP no matter what. So it would only not lower the stats. So.
It probably has some secondary ability though that they aren't saying. Like maybe it's
Likely.
Maybe it's likely to be more on the ground and stuff. Being so heavy. Then again, it looks like it's trying to pile drive you in from the sun.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I really thought that second one was going to be a fairy type, but yeah, that's cool. I don't really have a problem with their typing, but it was a bit surprising.
The Zubat Lord is pissed. Why are you not flying? Yeah, but seriously, a Pokemon of the moon, in theory, yeah, you'd think it'd be a fairy.
Yep. Yes, only the fairy can happen. I want to see a Clefairy spaceship on this thing.
Okay, I'm back. What did I miss?
Talking about Clefairy spaceship in this game.
Okay, so I'm just gonna cut all that last minute.
No, we just talked about that at the end there. It's like I'm
Okay.
Yeah, we waited about a minute, then we actually talked seriously.
Okay, that's fine. Listeners will have to stay till the end of the show to find out why I went.
Oh, your Ecto-Cooler came.
No. My dog just wanted to go to the bathroom.
They always do that most of the time.
Yes. But I think that's about it. I did want to cover, Steve found a few clips on the Japanese website. Mostly stuff we saw.
Or stuff we won't see, such as the bikinis.
Yes, that was what I was going to bring up. Yeah, there was one clip on there that showed the new dusk animation, the sunset, and a beach with swimmers who, yeah, they're gonna have sports swimsuits when we get it. I don't know.
You think they'll waste all of their time editing out bikinis?
They edited out a wink on one swimmer once.
They're gonna probably have a lot to edit in the anime too.
Oh well, we knew that already.
I'm a swimmer. Where do I keep my Pokeballs?
Beach episode 2? Why not? No. Ever since the first season, they've been pretty much kept on a leash. I think.
I tell you, Jesse, I miss the feel of that costume. It's funny, I still had more than that Misty girl.
That was quite impressive, I must say.
You know he kept it for their weird stuff. Their weird sex stuff that no one likes to talk about.
And this reminds me of the time that we failed to capture Pikachu that time. And that time. And that time.
It'd be just like the end of Mega Man 10.
Oh, God.
Mega Man, you know that's not fucking Dr. Light. Oh, I have to make sure, Proto Man. You're a robot. Use your scanners. He could be interfering with my scanners. No, he couldn't. Poor Mega Man. So dumb.
So seeing these legendaries, though, real fast. Anybody still loyal to one version versus the other yet?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting the moon.
I was always going to get Sun no matter what.
We didn't really bring up their abilities, but they basically have clear body and multi-scale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's multi-scale. Marvel scale is something else. I don't know. The moon one with that multi-scale ability just seems more useful to me.
I still like the design better of, what is it, Lunala or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just liked it from the start, just from the design, and the ability seems a bit, well, I mean, we did kind of discuss slightly that, assuming that it works where you can use moves like Overheat and not have your stats lowered with,
he should definitely know Overheat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, clear body works like that, so.
Mm-hmm.
And Curse!
Curse!
You probably can't learn Curse. We'll see, though.
Yeah,
if you teach it to Lunala, Curse does something different, so.
Yeah, because it's a ghost, so.
Mm-hmm. You should learn Roost, though, because it has wings. We'll see. If it does, that'll be amazing.
But those Japanese clips, though.
Well, like I said, the only one of note was the beach. But it was all a girl trainer and seeing her dumb hat.
I mean, I guess one thing that they did kind of do is show off the characters a little bit. Like, you got to see the rival and the, Lily and the professor a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't
Great job
really
on
care.
naming that professor, too.
The rival's your damn friend again.
It's always your friend, unless it's some random guy who's trying
Unless
to
it's Gary Oak,
Yeah.
who's so
And then
humbled
that
by his
one
experience.
guy who was, like, staring into the Pokemon professor's lab that time.
Silver.
He looked at him,
Giovanni's
he pushed
kid.
it down. Like, go away, kid. Like, yeah, you're not much older than I am, so.
I really love a jerky rival.
Yeah.
Again.
There's only been like 2, to tell you the truth.
Well, Giovanni's kid doesn't even count because he was clearly just angry at the
No,
world.
I wasn't counting him. I was talking for like Paul and Gary. So.
Well, Paul's not real though. He's not in the games.
Some of them are technically real.
Yeah, the other one was really creepy.
I should say, well, no, but we never fought against Paul in the games.
I thought we did. I get those mixed up sometimes.
No.
No. Brendan and May were the rivals in 3. And then 4, they're technically 2 rivals again.
The guy with the blonde hair. And the
Yeah.
scarf.
That you can name whatever you
That
want.
guy.
Yeah.
I forgot about him.
And his official
like
name is Marcus, oddly enough.
Hey.
But he wasn't a jerk. He was just a spaz. He didn't. He was just an idiot. He'd just run ahead and do stuff. And you're like, oh man, that's that kind of guy. So you just felt sorry for him because he clearly had no idea what he was doing.
He's not as bad as Wally, but he was pretty much close to that.
Yeah. Wally, at least at the end, fights you and sort of has a competent team.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like... Whenever it's the professor's kid or the professor's aide, they never fully evolve their Pokemon. They barely do anything. It was just as bad in X and Y because there were 5 of the idiots. And they never did anything.
You got the nerd, you got the spaz, and you got the fat kid.
The dancer, Mark. The dancer.
Yes, you're not supposed to call him the fat kid. He's clearly the dancer.
Yeah.
I'm still entertained every time he shows up in the anime and the Japanese version since he's voiced by the same guy as Girahim.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Oh
he has
man.
a dancing Blastoise now too. It's actually pretty cool. Never seen a Blastoise move like that in my life.
That's troublesome.
Yes.
To say the least. So it looks like there's only 2 rivals, though. Obviously, the lab assistant is gonna fight you, but we'll see. Maybe she'll actually be competent. But I think that's it.
They'll show more of it at E3.
Yeah, we're gonna get they'll probably have a demo, but yeah, we'll get some preview maybe the first 15-20 minutes. We'll see. They still haven't shown grass or anything, so I don't know how you encounter wild Pokemon yet.
Maybe the whole thing's a cave.
That would be neat. It'd be a little weird, but it'd be neat.
Horde battles everywhere.
Yeah, you would think that.
I hope those don't come back. I hate horde battles.
I don't mind them so much. I mean, only if you can trigger them
If you
yourself.
can throw your whole damn team out with it, yeah.
No, if you can trigger them yourself just by using something like Sweet Scent, that's fine. But
Yeah.
like random horde battles, I'm not really for. I don't mind them too much because that's actually how I caught one of my shinies, so I don't really care.
I mean, I've run into shinies using that method too. I hope they fix how the targeting works on that. It's really easy to mess it up and kill the wrong Pokemon.
No, it's whichever one's left to right. It goes far left and then far right. So.
You would think.
Well, you play certain games like Bravely Default and you're not sure on which.
Yeah. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. We were going to talk a little bit about the Mega Man anime, but they really haven't released much.
Except for crappy
piece of concept art and a plot summary that's probably not going to stay the same. Because there's no way the show's even started animating anything yet, so a lot of that could change on the fly. If we get any new information, maybe we'll discuss it next week. Though we'll be close to E3 at that point, so we might do we won't do a prediction show, but maybe we'll talk about some of the games that are going to be there.
Commander Beef.
Okay, so thanks for listening, everybody. Let me pull up our end crawl stuff. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy our content.
Or if you don't, do it anyway.
Yes, please.
Don't you know that there are so many channels out there that go to bed hungry for subscribers every night?
You can share it with your friends if you'd like. Maybe they'll like it.
Play us at
Peer
parties.
pressure, everyone. Yes. Not this episode. It's a little low-key.
We
This
must,
is more of a jazz gathering.
we must watch movies.
And this is why I usually do pre-recorded. But
We're sorry,
Okay.
Steve is taken.
Moving on.
Ladies,
You can
gentlemen,
follow us at these links. On Twitter at KingRipTor. On Facebook, Facebook.com/RobotHousePodcasts. And you can follow Steve on Otaku Henshin at Facebook.com, Otaku Henshin Online, or OtakuHenshin.com, which is his store. Mention us, and Steve will say, "Oh, I'm on that show."
You were expecting a discount? No, Waluigi time.
We'll eventually figure something out about that. And then if you have any questions or comments, we have a link to a Google Doc in our signature. We don't get a lot of questions, folks, as you can probably tell if you listen to us. But feel free to ask us anything, and I will answer it on a show. Possibly this show.
Would you dance if you want to? Would you leave your friends behind?
Yes. Every single one of you. For money. No, okay. So, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.